Hi Minecraft fans! We've already built a bunch of Lego Minecraft sets on this channel, and you guys loved them. Those videos are actually some of the most popular ones we've ever done, so today we're keeping that theme going. This time, I've got a full collection of 8 minifigures. Now this set comes from a Chinese manufacturer, and right away you can tell it's not like the others. The difference in both quality and plastic was obvious from the very first moment, even before I started building, just by pulling them out of the package. And honestly, what surprised me the most was the plastic. It feels incredibly solid and high quality, on a level I've never seen before from figures made in China. Now let's take a look at this Turtle Warrior figure. It's got printing on both the front and the back, which is a really nice bonus. No extra details on the arms or legs though, but wow, the arm is going in with serious difficulty, like extra super mega difficult. What is going on here? Honestly, it almost feels like a drawback. I barely managed to push it in, and look, I've actually got a mark on my finger now. I don't think I've ever had parts fit together this tightly before. It stings a bit, sure, but hey, still not as bad as when my cat scratches me. Alright, let's get back to building. This figure looks fantastic, and I've got to say, I'm seriously impressed with the plastic. Yeah. The head clicks on nice and tight, exactly the way it should, and the helmet fits perfectly too. The overall quality here is phenomenal. The plastic feels premium, and the parts fit together with absolute precision. Everything is solid, nothing loose or wobbly at all. I'm not even sure the camera can really show just how glossy and high-end this plastic looks, but trust me, I honestly can't remember seeing anything quite like it before. Next up, we've got the Ranger Hero. And once again, every single part is super tight. You really have to put in some muscle. I couldn't even get the leg on easily, it took a serious push. Honestly, I'm not sure a kid could manage this on their own. You'd probably need to call in a parent for backup. The wrists are the same story. They just don't want to go in without extra pressure. The trick I found is to press the wrist against the table and push down with my hand. That way it pops in without wrecking your fingers. The sword looks great too, surprisingly solid and well made. Later in the video I'll compare this set with some of our other ones and we'll see if there's really much of a difference. So here's what we've got so far, a banner in hand. Nothing particularly special about that. But then there's this extra little piece, and honestly, I'm kind of puzzled by it. It attaches to this character here, but I don't really see the point, since it actually covers part of the print on the back. If you know what it's supposed to be, let me know in the comments because honestly, I don't get it. Anyway, let's finish assembling the figure as planned and take a closer look. And I've got to say, the plastic is fantastic. I don't even remember liking the plastic this much on official Lego figures. It really feels like this time the Chinese manufacturer didn't cut costs at all. Next up, we've got Steve. There's no print on the back here, and again, the pieces fit together super tightly. I don't know, seems like the Chinese really went all in on this set. This ultra tight fit is kind of a double-edged sword. On one hand, it's amazing. These figures are solid, high quality, nothing wobbly, and everything fits perfectly. On the other hand, a kid probably wouldn't be able to assemble or swap parts easily, like switching one character's arms with another's. Basically, once you've built it, that's it. Now let's move on to Blaze Runt. I'm really excited to check him out. He's got these tiny little legs, and the best part? They actually move. That's awesome, because in Lego, short legs usually don't move at all. I think some Marvel figures had the same issue. If I remember correctly, Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy also had those tiny legs that didn't move. The only thing I've noticed so far is a tiny flaw in the paint job. See, the paint on the side of our piglin is just a little off. So yeah, this set isn't 100% perfect. But honestly, I really like the head. It's nicely shaped and well made. The plastic is high quality and feels really pleasant to the touch, and the head has a fun, non-standard design. All the parts move very tightly and securely. No wobbling at all. And I absolutely love these tiny little legs. They give the minifigure a lot of charm. So overall, the only real downside here is that small paint slip, but everything else is solid. Now let's move on to the next figure. Oops, here's another tiny paint issue. The front is amazing, absolutely perfect. But on the back, as you saw, there's a little blotch in the print. I'll take a closer look at that a bit later. For now, let me quickly finish assembling this minifigure. I'm attaching the wrists separately, pressing them against the table with extra force. That's why I keep moving my hand out of the frame. And here's our completed character, Orc Warrior. See that little paint smudge on the back? Just a tiny flaw, but worth pointing out. Alright, moving on to Swamp Explorer. Oh, finally! The head snaps in perfectly, smooth and easy. All the other figures were a struggle, so it's kind of a relief to feel parts click together so nicely again. But the legs? Yep, they still take a serious push to get in. Honestly, I'm still not sure whether to see that as a plus or a minus. I first noticed this super tight fit of the parts even while just looking them over. See the print on the head? It shifted ever so slightly, just a fraction of a millimeter to the right. On the left, there's a tiny black gap, while on the right, it's pressed in tightly. A small thing, of course, but still. We're paying attention to these little flaws. Alright, let's move on. Next up is FA. The arm just wouldn't go in, it barely fit. I had to use a lot of force. Honestly, even for an adult, it can be tough to push it in by hand, and a child definitely wouldn't manage it. But for some reason, the wrists on this minifigure went in perfectly, both left and right. Surprisingly so, because I thought all the figures in the set would be equally tight. The print on the face, though, is also slightly shifted, just a fraction of a millimeter to the left. Moving on, let's take a look at Armorsmith. The print is excellent, placed perfectly in the center. As always, I had to put in some effort to attach the wrists. The legs also required a bit of force to get in. This character comes with a sword and shield in the set. Nothing especially fancy, just simple and tasteful. On the back, we see a print meant to represent hair tied up in a bun. The only thing is, the hair color is a little different from the head color, so I guess that counts as another small flaw. Overall, the figure looks great, and the plastic is just fantastic. I don't know if the camera can capture the quality. Right now, we'll compare this new set with the previous one. Now let's compare our new figures with the ones we've built before. And then, of course, we'll give our final rating to this new set. Let's start with this figure here, for example. It comes with a helmet. And for comparison, we'll look at this one, also wearing a helmet. When I was building the previous set, I didn't really like how easily the helmet slipped on and off. They just didn't fit snugly. That's not an issue at all with the new set. In fact, when it comes to how all the parts fit together, this set is flawless. Over time, the older set's arms and legs loosened a bit, which anyone who's played with Lego minifigures knows is inevitable. The tighter the arms and legs fit, the longer the figure will stay sturdy and in its original condition. The new figures, by contrast, fit much more snugly, making them incredibly durable. That said, they're not exactly easy for a child to assemble alone. It can be quite tricky without an adult's help. Older sets, on the other hand, were super simple to put together. Oh my gosh, I dropped everything. Now let's talk about the prints. In the new set, they're noticeably brighter and more vibrant. Where needed, there's even a metallic shine, like right here, where you can clearly see that. In the old set, the only spot that even sort of looks metallic is on this figure's armor, but in reality it's just gray plastic that gives the illusion of shine. It's actually plain paint with no real metallic finish. Most of the figures in the new set also have prints on the back. Take a look. This one doesn't have a print, as you can see, but most of them do. On some figures, there simply aren't supposed to be any prints, and that's by design. Overall, the quality of the prints is really good. You might notice a tiny paint spill here though, so yes, there's a small flaw. But aside from that, the prints are excellent. Probably some of the best quality we've ever reviewed. It's really high quality. The camera doesn't do it justice at all. If you try to compare... Honestly, the camera just can't capture it properly. This plastic looks richer, feels sturdier, and just seems overall better. Over here, the plastic isn't bad either, but compared side by side, it definitely feels a bit cheaper. Look, I just picked up this figure and the helmet fell off right away. That's how loosely the helmets fit. This is one of the figures from the earlier set where we reviewed 30 minifigures all at once. Now let's talk about the weapons, swords. At first glance, they look almost identical, but if we take a closer look, you can start to see the difference in plastic quality. I'm not sure if the camera will really show it, but with the new figures, the plastic has much sharper detail. Every edge and line is brighter and more defined. The older set, on the other hand, just doesn't look as crisp. Now, the big question. Can you actually play with these figures, or are they more for display on a shelf? Honestly, on a shelf, they'll look great if you're collecting them. You can immediately tell they're high quality, made from solid plastic with bright, vibrant colors. If you do want to play with them, the arms and legs might feel a bit stiff at first, because they fit so snugly, they don't bend super easily during play. But honestly, that's not a problem at all. Any child can manage it. Plus, the stiffness wears off quickly as the pieces rub together. Really, it's better for them to be tight-fitting than loose right from the start. For actual play, these figures are fantastic. I would definitely recommend them for that. Now, when it comes to a final rating, I honestly don't know what to decide. On one hand, the tight fit of all the parts could be seen as a downside, since a child will almost certainly need a parent's help to assemble them. On the other hand, that's also a big plus, because the pieces won't get loose over time. So tell me in the comments, would you see tightly fitting parts as a pro or a con? Personally, at this stage of my LEGO career, I'd call this a plus, though I get that some might see it as a downside. In the end, I'm giving this set 4.5 stars. It's really high quality, bright, vibrant colors, detailed prints, and excellent plastic. In many ways, these minifigures even surpass original LEGO, which can sometimes feel a bit lower in quality, which is honestly surprising. Now let's take a final look at our figures. On the left, you'll see a video with my other Minecraft sets. On the right, YouTube has picked a video just for you based on your interests. Don't forget to hit that like button. Thanks for watching, everyone. See you in the next video. Bye.